Professor Kozokin from famous MGIMO. Yesterday morning actually, when we opened the conference, we discussed a lot about the contemporary world, and we mentioned quite a few times new paradigm. To my mind, the new paradigm would be defined with 3 no's. No more ideologies, no more solidarity, no more shame. But it's not consuming the vastness of the new paradigm. How would you describe the new paradigm? Would you add something to this, what I have said?
Mr. Minister, you are so pessimist about new paradigm. I have, I suppose, more optimistic view, as I suppose that the issue which was discussed, possibility to prevent conflict, this is very, very important. And there was especially interesting for me report of Professor Cheng from China.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that is not only in Confucian philosophy.
Mm.
There are Kantian tradition in Western philosophy, how to avoid conflicts. And I suppose that for all of us, very important, then there is no stability. From this point of view, I absolutely agree with you. No stability in the world. That now there is one superpower, United States. And this superpower understands that there are new powers which began to take certain very important fields and diminish influence of America. First of all, in economy, in finance, and the most serious rival, this is China. Chinese for sure want to go up and up without open conflict with America. But I suppose this is not in interest only of Chinese. This is in interest of all of us, including Americans. As we have very fragile world, very fragile, then having this enormous military potential, which in hands of Americans, of my country, of China, and perhaps the most important in this new paradigm, that we continue to be rational, understanding, as it was during the Cold War. All the conflicts which existed should be of certain level, not surpass a red line. Now we have absolutely other situation. This is not new Cold War. This is other paradigm. But again, it's necessary not only understand but feel that there are red lines for all of us. And this is very important. So as we conflicting at the same time continue to have certain type of cooperation. I suppose that, for example, for my country, there are serious fields of cooperation potentially with America. And this is in the interest of all. And at last, now all the time go expeditions in space. And when cosmonauts look at our planet from space, they see this very small, very fragile planet. But this is all what we have. And I suppose let's more think about future. And I suppose that explorations of space, this is great deal at great level more important than our political conflicts. But it's necessary to be more rational than to think more about space than about some ground problems.
You mentioned some red lines in the relationship. Those red lines should be respected. What is, to your view, the red lines that are not to be crossed? As a Russian professor, how would you define those red lines?
There was problem of unification of Korea in late 40s, early 50s of the 20th century. And Kim Il-sung wanted to involve Soviet Union in this war, in this conflict. And Stalin was very cautious, as he didn't want direct confrontation with Americans. With all the difference in ideology and strategic interests, not direct confrontation. He supposed that it's absolutely unpermitted that Russian kill American or American kill Russian. I suppose now, absolutely the same red line. It's not permitted. If someone supposes that my country now weak, that Russia changed, we are changing, but certain degree we don't change. And on strike, we'll answer by the strike. We'll not keep low profile. We respect Americans, but Americans should respect us.
Quite clear, yes. Professor, lately Russia has been very much involved in the war going on in and around Syria, in the Middle East. And there have been successes recorded. How do you see the prospects of peace?
I suppose that peace is absolute necessity, not only to these so tragic people, Syrian people, which suffered enormously during this war, but this is necessity for the neighbors and also for great powers. We are too involved there. And that's why I suppose that it's necessary to find any kind of compromise so as we not interfere Syrians, but help them to find peace.
Yes, yes. How do you find Belgrade as a good spot for negotiations and mediation?
I can't answer to this question, as I am absolutely not objective. I like Belgrade, I like Serbia, and I suppose this is a wonderful place for negotiations with very friendly people, with strong men and beautiful women.
Thank you, Professor Kozokin.